This is Starry Sky, the largest sponge park in Shanghai. The whole park acts like a giant sponge, absorbing and collecting water when it rains for use when necessary. China has invested billions of dollars to build natural features in cities in response to flooding that has ravaged its towns and cities. Since June 2021, 24 provinces in China have experienced severe floods, with over 443 rivers affected. The country's unprecedented urbanization is part of the problem, besides climate change. Since 1990, the proportion of China's population living in cities has more than doubled. 896 million people live in cities, and the expansion of roads, subways, railways, and paved areas means there are fewer places where rain can safely be absorbed, disrupting the natural hydrological cycle. This puts huge pressure on land use and water supplies. Today, 67% of China's population lives in flood-prone areas. To alleviate the problem, the government came up with the idea of sponge cities. Sponge cities are areas designed to soak up as much extra water as possible. To make cities spongier, a combination of storage tunnels, rain gardens, wetlands, and bioswales are built. They not only aid drainage to prevent flooding, but also to serve as a source of water that can be reused during times of drought. China is planning to build 30 sponge cities across the country, hoping that 80% of its urban areas will be able to absorb and reuse at least 70% of rainwater by 2030. Lingang, a planned sponge park in Shanghai's Pudong district, is the largest sponge city project in the country. Roads have been renovated, and concrete sidewalks are replaced with water-absorbent bricks, allowing water to drain to the soil. Central reservations are used as rain gardens, filled with soil and plants. The artificial Dishui Lake helps control the flow of water, and buildings feature green rooftops and water tanks. Each sponge city is customized to its region. Wuhan, which is located along the Yangtze River, experienced massive flooding in 2016. It served as a wake-up call for the government. As part of the Sponge City project, Wuhan integrated the concept into the design of the city as a whole. For example, Xinyu Z Park, which winds through Wuhan, has been transformed from a dirty drainage ditch to a beautiful green space, filled with rain gardens, permeable pavements, and storage ponds for stormwater that will then be reused throughout the city. Chongqing, one of the first sponge cities, has a smart stormwater control system. The system's embedded sensors will allow local officials to monitor their sewer and stormwater networks in real time. This will help the authorities mitigate the risk of flooding in the future. The system also calculates and reports how a sponge city performs against a set of key indicators. The city of Zhangjiao has invested over $80 million to redesign itself as a sponge city. It has built a drainage network that spans 3,207 miles, eliminating a total of 125 flooding points in the city. But in July 2021, torrential rain overwhelmed the flood defenses, bringing the city to a complete halt. According to experts, the storm that drowned Changjiao was more than any city's drainage system could handle. While sponge infrastructure is not a magical solution against urban flooding, it could be part of a more systematic and sustainable approach toward urban design in the future.